My child, attention. Stop where you are and breathe. Do not scroll past this. Do not treat this as noise. I am interrupting you on purpose. When I interrupt, it is because movement is required. Put your hand on your heart for a moment and be here with me. Let your shoulders fall. Let your jaw unclench. Let your eyes soften. Allow this moment to be as weighty as it truly is. This is divine timing meeting your life in real time. Tonight, I am speaking about tonight, not a theory, not a vague someday. Tonight is not chaos. Tonight is not hype. Tonight is a window opening. You are standing at the hinge of it now, not early, not late, right on time. You have wondered if you would know when the time arrived. You are knowing now. The way you know is not by thunder. The way you know is not by spectacle. The way you know is by the settling that is beginning to rise in you, even as I speak. If you are hearing me in this exact moment, know this. You are being targeted by mercy. This is not for everyone. This is for you. I do not speak carelessly, and I do not scatter my words at random. I set them like seeds in prepared ground. You are that ground tonight. I am not entertaining you. I am appointing you. I am not adding noise to your day. I am cutting through the noise to bring you into alignment. Receive the weight of this without fear. Feel the gentleness in it. Urgency is not panic. Urgency is precision. I am precise with you. Do not dismiss the simplicity of what I am doing. You have trained yourself to expect change, to announce itself with sirens. But the first sign is not drama. The first sign is peace. The first miracle is calm. Hear me. Peace is not the absence of problems. Peace is the presence of alignment. When your interior comes into order with my timing, the storm you felt inside eases, and that easing is evidence. That calm settling over you now is not you numbing yourself. That is me returning order to your inner world, so you can walk wisely through the window that is opening. Let your breath be a witness. Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. Notice how your thoughts begin to line up instead of collide. Notice how the weight you have been carrying shifts from your chest to my hands. Do not argue with it. Do not try to explain it away. You have prayed for me to move. This is me moving, first in you, then around you. Alignment begins within. I was preparing your heart before I moved your circumstances. I align your inner compass, so when the door swings, you step through with clarity and not confusion. You have asked for confirmation, for a sign you would not miss. I am giving you a sign you cannot counterfeit, and the enemy cannot imitate. Peace, a holy hush that does not deny reality but steadies you in it. Watch what happens when you agree with it. Your pace will slow to wisdom. Your reactions will give way to responses. Your anxiety will lose its grip. The compulsion to check everything, control everything, fix everything. Feel it release under my hand. This is me. This is alignment forming, quietly, deeply, truly. Listen, do not skip this part. Name what this is not so you will not confuse it again. This is not entertainment. This is not motivational sparkle for a tired soul. This is not a temporary high. This is not a trick of your mind to evade responsibility. This is not distraction. This is appointment. This is alignment. This is me reordering your interior so I can entrust you with exterior steps. Treat it as holy. Treat it as real. Treat it as instruction. I am speaking into your night because nights shape days. What settles in you in the dark directs how you move in the light. You have felt the press of many voices. You have felt the tug to perform, to prove, to push. Tonight I am cutting through those ropes. I am calling you back to the center where you and I are face to face. When you stand here, distractions lose their power. When you stand here, timing becomes clear. When you stand here, doors are not chased. They are discerned and walked through in pace with me. Do not rush away. I am not asking you to solve anything in this moment. I am not asking you to make a plan or send a message or fix a schedule while I talk. I am asking you to be still enough to receive my peace. Let me be the one who speaks first inside you. I am establishing a new baseline, peace as your starting place, not your reward. You have lived the other way around for too long. Tonight, that changes. Hear the reassurance in my voice. I do not bring peace to tease you. I do not let you taste calm so you will crave drama. I am not promising what I cannot perform. I am anchoring you so you do not miss the hinge that is here. Windows open for those who are ready to step through. Readiness is not frantic energy, it is inner order. Readiness is quiet confidence that listens and then obeys one clear next step. Readiness is the fruit of peace. So, my child, attention, stay right here with me for a little longer. Let the weight of my hand rest on your shoulder. Let my timing tune your heart. Let the clutter fall from your mind like dust shaken from a garment. Feel how your awareness sharpens without strain. Feel how your breathing, your posture, your gaze align. This is me touching you. This is me answering the prayer you almost stopped praying. This is me proving that I am closer than your pulse and kinder than your thoughts. Tonight is a divine window, and you do not need to force it. You only need to recognize it and remain present. Peace will be your first confirmation. It already is. Do not dismiss it. Do not outrun it. Welcome it. Guard it in this moment as a sacred trust between us. From this place, I will speak what comes next. From this place, you will see what I have set before you. Breathe again. Receive again. Let the calm be your sign that movement has already begun. My child, listen carefully now. Do not skip this. The first miracle I am working in you tonight is calm. You asked for me to move mountains in front of you, and I am answering by stilling the wind within you. I steady your inner world before I shift your outer world. I put your soul in order before I reorganize your circumstances. This is not delay. This is design. Internal alignment precedes external change, because I refuse to build your next season on top of panic. I will not amplify your life while your interior is in fragments. I am gathering you back to yourself in me, so that when the window opens wider, you walk through as one whole person, not as scattered pieces of a weary heart. Peace is not the absence of problems. Peace is the presence of alignment. Hear that again inside your chest. Peace is me bringing your pace, your breath, your thoughts into rhythm with my timing. My timing does not rush and it does not lag, it aligns. When your interior matches my rhythm, your reactions slow into wisdom, your impulses settle into discernment, and your what-ifs bow to even if. This is why you feel the hush arriving before the headlines change. I am not teasing you with a feeling. I am laying a foundation that can carry weight without cracking. You have wondered, how will I know it is you? I will show you what this peace feels like in real time. It feels like the sudden lowering of mental noise. It feels like your mind stepping off the treadmill it forgot to dismount. It feels like the course-correcting silence between breaths when you realize you do not have to keep proving yourself to breathe. It feels like your shoulders dropping an inch without your permission. It feels like your jaw unclenching, your fists opening, your chest no longer braced for impact. It feels like the urge to check, to refresh, to reach for control, loosening its hold. It feels like you do not have to compose a perfect sentence to be accepted. It feels like the eyelids of your soul no longer twitching with hypervigilance. It feels like space, room in your thoughts, where pressure used to crowd everything out. It feels like rest landing not as sleepiness, but as authority, a calm certainty that I am here and I am not late. This peace is not numbness. It is relief. This peace is not giving up. It is letting go of what does not belong to you so you can take hold of what does. This peace is not losing ambition. It is receiving direction so your ambition becomes accuracy. This peace is not apathy. It is anchored focus. This peace is not passivity. It is poise, the capacity to move at the right moment without thrashing in all the wrong ones. This peace is not forgetting reality. It is remembering me more than you remember the problem. I am not asking you to pretend. I am training you to perceive. You expected fireworks. You expected volume. You wanted an announcement that would drown out every other voice. I could have shouted. I chose to whisper. I am not hiding my movement. I am honing your attention. I do not always announce movement with noise. Sometimes I announce it with rest. When I quiet the room within you, it is because I intend to speak with precision, and precision does not compete with chaos. I am lowering the stadium lights so you can notice the candle I placed on the path at your feet. I am not interested in a spectacle that fades by morning. I am establishing a signal you can follow tomorrow at breakfast, in traffic, at your desk, in the conversation you have been dreading. Quiet does not mean small. Quiet means clear. Do you want to know why peace arrives before proof? Because panic blocks hearing. Panic crowds the hallway where my instruction must pass. Fear writes scripts in your mind that drown out my voice. Anxiety rehearses loss and calls it wisdom. I am cutting through that fog so you can see what has always been in front of you. Peace opens perception. Peace makes room for clarity to sit down and stay. Peace turns down the volume of counterfeit urgencies so that the one true assignment for the next step can be heard without confusion. You cannot hear a whisper while running. I am stilling you not to stop you, but to make you fast in the only way that matters, responsive to me. Listen to what shifts next when you agree with this calm. Ideas you were forcing will either fall away or suddenly organize themselves without strain. The email you were drafting in fear will be rewritten in courage, with fewer words and more weight. The meeting you were dreading will be seen for what it is and what it is not. The conversation you thought needed a performance will only need your honesty. The need to run ahead to prove readiness will be replaced by readiness itself. Readiness that sits, listens, and moves. On one clear yes, you will notice yourself choosing a slower response and getting further, choosing fewer words and communicating more, choosing one door and finding it opens where 10 did not. Understand what I am doing even in your body. I made you whole, and I speak to the whole of you. Your breath lengthens because urgency is surrendering its lie. Your spine lifts because shame is losing its weight. Your stomach settles because dread is releasing its forecast. Your eyes soften because you are no longer scanning for danger. You are scanning for me. This is alignment. This is me, preparing you to hold what is coming without being crushed by it. You asked me to expand your territory. I am expanding your capacity to inhabit it, starting with the square inches behind your ribs. Do not argue with what is simple. This is not escapism. This is entrance. This is not denial of the storm. This is me training you to command your boat from the center, while waves still slap the sides. This is not a reward after victory. This is the victory before the victory, the first sign that the grip of chaos has been broken where it mattered most. You will not be yanked by every headline, baited by every provocation, lured into every urgency that is not yours. You will feel the difference between an assignment and a distraction. You will know when to wait, when to say no, when to say nothing, and when to take the step that looks small but opens what has been shut. Clarity follows peace like dawn follows midnight. I am not asking you for an interpretation right now. I am asking you for agreement. Agree that peace is holy to you. Agree that alignment is more valuable than attention. Agree that I do not waste your nights. If you are seeing this now, it is finally your time to learn to live from calm, not crawl toward it after you exhaust yourself. I am not entertaining you. I am appointing you to a new baseline. This is divine timing meeting your life in real time, not with hype, but with order. Let the pressure to explain to others die quietly on the floor. You are not performing a miracle for them. You are receiving a miracle from me. Hold this peace without trying to frame it. Let it do its work like yeast through your thoughts, like oil through your joints, like light across a dim room. In a little while, I will hand you the next sentence, the next yes, the next boundary, the next door. You will hear it when I say it because we are removing the static that used to pretend it was wisdom. Stay here in the calm I have given. Guard it, notice it, name it as mine. And as you keep it, you will find that clarity stands up from the chair beside you and takes your hand. Panic will reach for you again, but it will find you already held. Peace arrived first, not as a consolation prize, but as the sign that alignment is here, and where alignment stands, proof will follow in its appointed time. Not early, not late, in order. My child, I saw your nights. I saw the nights you stayed strong without applause. The nights you turned off the light and stared at the ceiling while questions circled and no one knew. I saw the mornings you got up when your heart felt tired. The mornings you put your feet on the floor and did the next faithful thing even when your feelings were late to arrive. I saw you hold yourself together in rooms where you did not feel held. I saw you give kindness while your own need for kindness went unmet. I saw you choose honesty when it cost you. I saw you swallow words that would have been sharp and choose gentleness instead. I saw and I did not look away. I saw the responsibilities that stacked like books on a table too small, and you carried them anyway. You carried bills and deadlines and the phone call you dreaded. You carried the assignment that stretched you and the relationship that confused you. You carried the ache of an unanswered prayer, the delay that made you question your discernment, the promise you tucked into the pocket of your day because it did not seem to fit anywhere else. You carried the unseen weight of being the steady one when your own hands trembled. You kept the appointments. You cooked the meals. You returned the messages. You showed up for others while wondering who would show up for you. I saw all of it. You think I missed the small obediences because they had no audience. I did not. I counted the moments you chose integrity when shortcuts offered comfort. I watched you walk back an apology that your pride did not want to give. I saw you close your mouth before rage could turn a sentence into a wound. I saw you answer rejection with redirection, even when you felt the sting. I saw the applications you sent, the drafts you deleted, the efforts you made that returned in silence. I saw you tend to your craft in the quiet, like a gardener tending a field no one drives by. Nothing was wasted, not one unseen yes dissolved into nothing. I gathered them all. You have misnamed your exhaustion as failure. Hear me now. You were not weak, you were carrying weight beyond what others understood. The tired that sat on your bones was not disgrace. It was proof of endurance. Survival is not weakness. It is evidence of resilience. Do you hear me? Survival is not weakness. It is evidence of resilience. You learned to keep breathing under pressures that would have turned other hearts brittle. Your tears were not indictments against your faith. They were baptisms that washed away the lie that you must never feel. Your pauses were not proof of collapse. They were proof of wisdom, choosing not to move until your peace returned. You questioned whether your slow steps meant you were behind. They did not. They meant you were becoming careful with what matters. You wondered if staying soft meant you lacked boundaries. It did not. It meant you refused to let bitterness harden into identity. You asked me if you were missing it. You were not. You were being formed. Pressure shaped you, not to shrink you, but to strengthen your capacity. Hidden seasons grew, hidden muscles, discernment in the dark, patience under quiet, hope without headlines. Many start strong, few stay steady. You stayed, not because you were perfect, but because you were willing. Tonight, I am naming the truth over your striving. It was not your failure, it was your formation. The hustle that kept you up was not holy, but I used it to teach you your limits. The urgency that drove you revealed what you thought you had to earn. The performing that exhausted you revealed where you did not yet trust being chosen. I am not scolding you, I am releasing you. The season for white-knuckled pushing has served its purpose. Hear me with both ears. I am not asking you to push harder. I am calling you out of striving and into receiving. Receiving is not passivity. Receiving is alignment. Receiving is letting me place in your hands what frantic hands keep dropping. Receiving is surrendering your need to control outcomes so you can respond to instruction. Receiving is opening your palms so what is mine to give can land without bouncing off your grip. Receiving is believing you are loved before results, positioned before proof, chosen before the room agrees with me. When you live from receiving, you move from a rested center instead of a restless chase. Your work continues, but your war with yourself ends. Place your hands open, even now. Breathe with me. The story that says, I must make it happen or it will not happen, is not my story for you. The script that says, if I slow down, I will be forgotten, is not my voice. The lie that says, I cannot rest until, is a chain I am unlocking tonight. I am teaching you to partner, not perform, to obey, not overexert, to notice what I am already providing, not negotiate for what is already yours. This shift is gentle but firm. It is not hype, it is order. It is me changing the fuel in your engine from fear to peace. And to receive, you must reinterpret the silence. You called the quiet empty, but it was full of my work. Silence was not absence. Silence was alignment forming. Do not lose that line. Say it back to your own heart. Silence was not absence. Silence was alignment forming. I used the lack of noise to detangle you from false urgencies. I used closed doors to refine your aim. I used pauses to teach you what no feels like so you would not mistake it for punishment when it was protection. I let the echo in the room train your ear to my whisper so that loud opportunities would not seduce you away from precise assignments. In the nights when I seemed hidden, I was building in you what applause cannot build. I was healing the place in you that thought busyness proved value. I was maturing your boundaries so that generosity would stop meaning self-erasure. I was unhooking you from outcomes so that obedience could become your joy again. I was setting a new metronome in your chest, my timing, not the drum of comparison, not early, not late, aligned. Look back with me and see it differently. See how what you called stagnation was soil settling so roots could drink deeper. See how the delay kept you from rooms not ready for your weight. See how the slow path preserved your tenderness instead of trading it for cynicism. See how the ache taught you compassion, how the lack sharpened your gratitude, how the questions made you safer for others who are still in their questions. What you thought disqualified you has made you dependable. I can trust you to carry what is coming without turning it into a spectacle or a substitute savior. So tonight, let the verdict stand. You did not fail, you were formed. Let the accusation against your pace dissolve in my presence. Let the pressure to prove slide off your shoulders like a garment that never fit. You do not need to be dramatic to be decisive. You do not need to be loud to be led. You do not need to be frantic to be fruitful. Peace is here, and where peace leads, Wisdom follows. Stay here with me a little longer. Receive what I am placing on you now, a mantle of rest that will not make you lazy, a calm that will not make you careless, a poise that will make you precise. You will feel it in the way your thoughts stop sprinting. You will feel it in the way your body unwinds by inches. You will feel it in the way hope feels plausible again, without you having to manufacture it. This is me, not your mind playing tricks. I am shifting you from striving to receiving, because the window opening requires your inner hands free. Let the silence you feared become the friend that proves I am near. Let the calm you are tasting be the confirmation that alignment has been forming all along. And from this receipt, from this agreement, the next instruction will be heard, clear and simple when I give it. My child, listen carefully now. Do not misname the quiet that held you. Do not call it empty because it did not echo back your words. Do not accuse me of distance because your senses could not trace me. Hear me and let it settle. Silence was not absence. Silence was alignment forming. Delay was not denial. Delay was preparation. Pause was not punishment. Pause was positioning. I am correcting your vocabulary so your heart can heal. I am rewriting the caption you placed over a season I authored with intention. You wanted outcomes on demand. I withheld them, not to wound you, but to guard you. I closed doors when your hunger would have made you say yes, to rooms that were not safe for your spirit. I slowed timelines when speed would have seduced you into shortcuts that would have cost you more than they paid. I hid you when visibility would have invited voices you were not yet trained to ignore. I let calls go unanswered because the version of you that would have answered then did not yet know how to say no without guilt. I covered you because covering is kindness. I withheld what would have praised you too early and pressured you into performing a self you could not sustain. My timing does not rush, and it does not lag. It aligns. Understand why I held you in place when your feet were itching to run. I was maturing your motives so that opportunity would not become idolatry. I was purifying your appetite so that applause would no longer taste like oxygen. I was separating your identity from your outcomes so that increase would not be confused with worth. I was removing what would have corrupted your peace, attachments that flattered you but secretly drained you, agreements that promised relief but mortgaged your integrity. I was clearing the clutter of compensations you used to quiet pain so that you would turn and let me heal the pain. You called it nothing happening. I called it necessary surgery without spectacle. In that quiet, I was building muscles that do not show up on highlight reels. I was building discernment so you could feel the difference between almost right and truly aligned. I was building patience, not passivity, but the steady courage to wait for the right yes instead of throwing yourself at any open space. I was building emotional stability, the ability to feel fully and yet not be dragged by feeling into decisions that betray wisdom. I was building spiritual authority, the settled weight that comes from obeying in secret until your yes becomes instinct. I was building the capacity to carry blessing without being crushed by it, to sit in answered prayer without turning it into your master, to steward influence without leaking your soul to keep it. What you called rejection was redirection. Say it with me until it sinks in. What you called rejection was redirection. I rerouted you from partnerships that would have taxed your tenderness dry. I rerouted you from platforms that would have magnified your wounds. I rerouted you from timelines that would have rewarded what I was removing. Doors did not ignore you. I steered you past them because there were lions sleeping behind some thresholds you mistook for opportunities. The no was not to starve you. It was to starve the parts that could not live into where I am taking you. What you called stuck was positioning. You were not immobile. You were being set like a cornerstone, placed with precision, so what is built next will not crack. I know how it felt. The room was quiet and the updates were late. Friends moved ahead and you learned to bless them with a soft voice while tears cooled on your own face. Your plans circled, your efforts returned without echo. Even your prayers felt like letters with no reply. Hear me. I was in the room with you. I was not silent because I had nothing to say. I was silent because I was saying something deeper to your foundations than words could achieve. I was shaping reflex, not just response. I was teaching your bones a new map so that when noise returned, your steps would still choose peace. And look now at what this silence has already accomplished. Notice how old panic feels like a foreign language your mouth is tired of speaking. Notice how urgency has lost its ability to impersonate importance. Notice how comparison has grown boring. Notice how jealousy embarrasses itself when it tries to rise. Notice how the thought, maybe I have to make it happen, sounds flimsy next to the strength you feel when you breathe and remember, I am aligned. This is the evidence that the work took. What once fit you like a second skin now hangs loose and slides off. Familiar fears do not find purchase in you the way they used to. The hooks are gone. Alignment has been forming in you, and it is surfacing as a calm that surprises you by its ordinariness. This is me, not a mood swing. This is design, not denial. Do you see the wisdom of the pace now? Had I answered every request at the speed of your desperation, your relief would have become your ruler, and you would have bowed to whatever quieted the noise fastest. Instead, I taught you to quiet the noise by living from the center. I taught you to value the path that preserves your peace over the path that applauds your performance. I taught you to recognize my voice without props. So when the window opens, and it is opening, you are not seduced by sparkle. You are guided by alignment. You do not need every detail before you step. You need the one instruction you can hear because the room within you is ordered. Hear how I am sealing this reframing. Silence was not absence. Silence was alignment forming. Delay was not denial. Delay was preparation. Waiting did not shrink you. It stretched you without tearing you. Hiddenness did not erase you. It etched you. I chose the slower route because I love you too deeply to deliver you into visibility without giving you the interior to survive it. I love you too deeply to hand you influence that would ask from you what peace cannot provide. I love you too deeply to let a premature yes rob you of a lifetime of aligned obedience. Hold this truth close. What looked like nothing happening was me preparing you to hold what is coming. You were not benched. You were being fitted. You were not forgotten. You were being fashioned. You were not late. You were being aligned. And as alignment finishes forming, you feel it first, like the way your chest softens for no obvious reason, the way your thoughts stop arguing with themselves, the way you can sit in a room that once provoked you and sense no need to prove. That is the sign that the interior has caught up to my timing. That is the sign that when I nudge you, you will not sprint in fear. You will move with precision. Stay with me here. Guard this calm like a lamp you carry through a threshold. The window ahead will not require your panic. It will require your peace. My child, listen carefully now. Do not skip this. You will feel it first, not as a headline, not as a sudden broadcast, as a quiet reordering inside your body and your thoughts. Tonight, the shift announces itself like breath returning to its rightful rhythm. Your inhale stops grabbing, your exhale stops apologizing. The small tremor that kept your shoulders lifted like armor lets go, and your posture tells on your soul. You are no longer bracing for impact, you are receiving what is here. Your jaw unclenches and you do not even notice at first. You only realize when you taste ease while doing nothing to deserve it. Your hand reaches for the screen out of habit and then pauses, and the pause does not accuse you, it frees you. The need to check again, to refresh again, to make sure again, loses its false authority. You breathe longer, slower, lower. This is not self-help. This is my help. This is alignment making itself felt where the body stored your worry. You will hear it in your inner dialogue. The voice that rehearsed what to say in every possible confrontation grows quiet, not because you gave up, but because you no longer need to pre-defend what I am already covering. The sentences that used to start with, "What if I fail?" begin to transform into, "Even if it looks different, I will still be held." The critic inside who demanded more output to justify belonging starts to sound like a stranger you do not need to accommodate. You notice yourself finishing fewer imaginary arguments and spending more time in real presence. You stop planning perfect explanations for people uninterested in understanding you. You stop curating angles and start living from the center. The obsession with outcomes loosens, and in its place comes a sincere curiosity about obedience. What are you saying now? What is mine to do today? What is no longer mine to fix? You will recognize it in the way you release yourself from the tyranny of instant results. You will be able to set your work down without feeling like you are setting yourself back. You will close the laptop without hearing accusation. You will leave a message unanswered overnight and trust that the sun will rise without your constant vigilance. Calmer sleep will find you, not because every problem is solved, but because your mind has returned to its rightful place under my care. You will notice that you are not rushing to prove yourself in conversations that used to poke your insecurity. You will choose simple words and let them stand. You will allow silence to do some of the heavy lifting in moments where you used to over-explain. This is me restoring your dignity. This is me easing you out of performance and into presence. Clarity will come in flashes that feel both obvious and new. You will know what to stop tolerating without needing a dramatic confrontation. You will feel the line where kindness ends and self-erasure begins, and you will not cross it. You will recognize the task that steals peace and yields no fruit, and you will set it down. You will see which commitments are costumes for fear and which are assignments from me. You will trim your list without shame. You will simplify your rhythms and call it wisdom, not laziness. You will look at the person you have been chasing to gain validation, and you will feel the truth rise. I cannot chase this anymore, not in anger, in freedom. You will understand who you can love without pursuing, who you can bless without bargaining, where you can stand without performing. There will be a sensation in your spirit that you have been trying to earn for years, a pressure lifting, the false urgency that told you, if you do not move now in any direction, you will miss everything, will start dissolving like fog under heat. In the space that opens, you will hear direction without forcing it. Not paragraphs, not blueprints. One step, one sentence, one boundary, one email you know you must send, and one conversation you know you can release. One yes that feels like relief, and one no that feels like dignity. This is not you becoming indifferent. This is you becoming accurate. Peace is precision disguised as quiet. Do not mislabel what I am doing. Peace is not procrastination. Peace is not apathy. Peace is not you abandoning responsibility. Peace is your mind returning to order under my hand so your actions can be timely and true. Peace does not delay obedience. It delivers obedience at the right moment. Peace does not erase ambition. It sanctifies it so that what you build does not betray who you are becoming. Peace does not excuse neglect. It ends the frantic compensating movements that made you neglect the very things that matter. Hear me correct the lie. If you slow down, you will be forgotten. No, if you align, you will be positioned. My timing does not rush and it does not lag. It aligns. When your heart is quiet under my care, you become more responsive, not less. You become more decisive, not more hesitant. You become more courageous, not more avoidant. The stillness is not a stall, it is a stance. You will also notice what does not pull you like it used to. The bait of comparison will swing by and find no hook in you. The offer that flatters your hunger will sound thinner than the whisper that feeds you. The scrolling that once numbed you will feel like noise against the melody I am composing in your chest. You will crave conversations that carry weight and lose patience for dramas that steal hours but return nothing of substance. You will make room for quiet and realize it is not empty, it is rich with me. You will sense gratitude rising at small provisions and old resentments failing to revive themselves. The complaints you used to rehearse will feel heavy in your mouth, and you will choose to set them down because they no longer fit your alignment. Do not dismiss these as nothing. These are the first proofs that the shift has begun tonight. This is divine timing meeting your life in real time, not with spectacle, but with order. If you are seeing this now, it is finally your time to recognize the signs that matter most. Do not rush to interpret them for an audience. Do not run to frame them so others will validate what you feel. Stay here. Attend to what is softening. Name what is loosening. Bless the boundaries that are becoming clear. Agreement is your assignment. Attention is your obedience. Calm is not the ending. Calm is the doorway. So guard the doorway. Guard it with small choices. Choose the slower breath when panic asks for speed. Choose the one clear sentence instead of an essay of explanations. Choose to put the phone down when curiosity is not the same as calling. Choose to bless in your heart those you can no longer chase. Choose to release what returns no peace. In doing so, you are not doing less. You are doing what is precisely yours to do. You are agreeing with me that alignment is the environment of breakthrough. You are building a landing place for the instruction that will arrive, and it will. Not early, not late, in order. Stay with me. Feel the lightness in your chest and call it by its right name, my peace. Feel the unclenching in your thoughts and recognize it. My hand. Feel the direction beginning to form, not as pressure, but as a steadying presence that points. That is me. Let it settle. Let it lead. The window opens, and I am training your eyes in the dark so you can see it at dawn. Calm is here. Attention is required. And as you keep this watch with me tonight, clarity will stand, and tomorrow's obedience will be simple. My child, attention. Do not skip this moment. Do not treat what I am doing as background noise. Do not rush to explain it, package it, or prove it. Stay still long enough to receive it. I am not entertaining you. I am appointing you. This is divine timing meeting your life in real time, and the way you handle this piece will determine how clearly you hear what comes next. Calm is the doorway. Do not run past the doorway looking for a bigger sign, while the sign you need is resting in your chest. Hold the peace without interrogating it. Do not panic check your life for reasons it should not be there. Do not bargain with me. If this peace stays, I will promise you more output, more hours, more noise that looks like devotion. I am not asking for your deals. I am asking for your trust. Let the peace sit where it has landed. Do not poke it to see if it is real. Do not measure it by whether every circumstance has shifted in the last 10 minutes. Peace is not a receipt for a transaction you performed. Peace is my presence establishing order inside you. Let it be what it is. Breathe and agree with it. Agree before you understand all the outcomes. Agree before you have a story to tell about it. Agreement is your obedience here. I am training you to stop auditing my gifts. You used to open your hand and then close it again to check if the thing was still there, to see if you had accidentally imagined it. You used to brace whenever the room went quiet because chaos had become your teacher and you mistook adrenaline for anointing. You taught your body to expect bad news after any moment of relief. Hear me. That training is ending tonight. I am retraining your nervous system through my presence. I am teaching your breath that peace is not a trap. I am teaching your mind that quiet is not the silence before the shoe drops. It is the sound of alignment settling in. You will learn to feel calm and not flinch. You will learn to hold ease without apologizing for it. You will learn to sit in stillness without manufacturing a crisis to justify movement. Do not rush to interpret. Do not run ahead to draft the meaning so you can show it to others for validation. If you try to label this too quickly, you will reduce what I am doing to something safe enough to manage, and I am not asking you to manage me. I am asking you to host me. Hosting looks like giving room, not giving reasons. Hosting looks like attention, not announcement. Let the questions pass by like traffic outside your window. You do not need to chase them. You do not need to answer them yet. When I interrupt like this, it is because movement is required. But the first movement is inward, stillness that makes you able to hear. Responsiveness begins with staying. Hear how I define responsiveness for you now. Alignment is not forced, it is responded to. Your next step is not more effort. Your next step is obedience to the quiet instructions I will place in your awareness. Not 100 at once, one at a time. A sentence, not a speech. A boundary, not a barricade. A pause that honors peace over the impulse to please. A no that restores dignity. A yes that feels like exhale. You will not have to pry these from my hand. They will rise in you with the same calm that arrived tonight. You will know them by the way they agree with the order I am setting, not by how flashy they appear. Practice holding peace the way you would hold a steady flame in a gentle wind. Protected but not clenched. Do not crowd it with explanations. Do not schedule it to death. Do not turn it into content to convince anyone you have changed. If you must write, write to me. If you must speak, speak to me. If someone presses you for a definition of what is happening, you are free to say, I am aligned, and let the sentence stand. You do not owe a thesis to people who did not stand with you in the nights I used to form you. You do not owe panic a performance. You owe me your presence. Notice the old pattern when it tries to climb back into the room. It will sound like urgency wearing the mask of responsibility. It will whisper, do something now, anything now, or you will lose everything. Call it what it is. That is compulsion, not calling. That is fear styling itself as wisdom. Do not let it set your pace. Answer it with the truth I have placed in you, not early, not late, aligned. Choose the slower breath. Choose the smaller step done in faith over the frantic sprint done in fear. You are not behind. You are being directed. As you stay here, watch what peace begins to remove without you prying it loose. Watch it loosen the knot of people-pleasing. The reflex that says, if they are unsettled, I must move faster. No, you are not obligated to break your alignment to soothe someone else's discomfort. Watch peace release you from chasing what is not assigned. Opportunities will come that look like your answer, but cost you your order. You will feel the mismatch in your spirit, and you will be able to walk past them without suspicion that you are sabotaging yourself. Watch how peace unhooks you from the compulsive need to check, to refresh, to monitor outcomes that are not your job. Peace is pruning you without violence. Let it cut where it must. Let it lighten what you carry. This is responsiveness training, not more noise, more noticing, not more push, more precision. You are learning to feel the difference between the weight I give and the weight you pick up to feel worthy. You are learning to stop mid-reaction and ask, is this aligned? And then obey what you know, even if your emotions lag behind for a moment. You are learning to begin your day from rest instead of beginning your rest after you are spent. You are learning to let me set the metronome for your decisions. When I say wait, you will feel no shame in waiting. When I say move, you will feel no fear in moving. When I say release, you will not need a human permission slip to obey. Do not treat this as fragile in the way of a glass that can break at any time. Treat it as precious in the way of a seed that must not be dug up every hour to check its progress. Peace is not a prop. It is not a mood you must maintain by careful posturing. It is my government resting on your interior, and it will teach you. It will teach you to sort invitations without insult. It will teach you to leave rooms without slamming doors. It will teach you to stay without shrinking. It will teach you to listen for the sentence that matters most and to let all lesser sentences pass. Stay with me. Keep your hands open. Do not turn this into a project. Do not turn this into proof. Hold the peace without explaining it, because it is preparing you to hear what comes next. And what comes next will not require a scramble. It will require a simple obedience you are now quiet enough to recognize. As you remain, compulsion will lose its leverage, people-pleasing will lose its script, and the need to chase what is not yours will fall away like a shadow when the light changes. Let this settle, let it seal. Calm is the doorway. Stand in it with me, and tomorrow's step will rise to meet your feet. My child, attention. Do not skip this. Keep breathing with me. Tonight I am loosening the reflex that made you run after what would not turn toward you. I am removing the need to chase what was never yours. Feel the internal exhale as evidence. You are not responsible for managing everyone's reactions. You are not assigned to fix what refuses my hand. You are not required to force doors that do not answer to you. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let your heart stop negotiating with panic. This is me, not indifference. This is me freeing you. Hear how I am distinguishing your movements now. Not chasing, but choosing. Not begging, but discerning. Not proving, but resting in who you are with me. I am prying your fingers from handles I never asked you to hold. I am unhooking you from performances meant to purchase belonging that is already yours. I am lifting timelines off your chest that you treated like altars. If you are seeing this now, it is finally your time to drop the sprint and learn the stride of alignment. My timing does not rush and it does not lag. It aligns. I am doing this with tenderness because I know why you clung. You revived a relationship that kept flatlining because you believed resuscitation proved love. You kept earning the approval of those whose attention was a moving target, hoping consistency could convert their character. You bowed to a timeline that threatened you with the word late, and you served it with anxiety as if anxiety could purchase acceleration. You threw yourself at opportunities that celebrated you publicly but starved you privately. You told yourself, maybe if I try one more angle, maybe if I explain one more time, maybe if I give one more piece of myself. Hear me and let the ache be seen. Your desire to hold on came from love, from loyalty, from hope. But when love becomes compulsion, when loyalty becomes self-erasure, when hope becomes bargaining, the chase has replaced me as your guide. Tonight I am ending that. Let me speak directly to the fear underneath the grip. You were afraid that letting go would mean losing everything, that ease would be read as apathy, that rest would punish you with irrelevance. You were afraid that if you stopped pushing, the promises would fall off the table. Hear my correction. What is truly yours in me does not need panic to keep it. What requires contortion is not covenant. What demands you betray your peace is not provision, it is distraction. Release the lie that obsession is stewardship. Release the story that martyrdom is maturity. Release the contract that said, I must shrink to be allowed. No. Agreement with peace is not forfeiture. It is fidelity to my path. Feel the difference as it lands. Your mind unclenches around conversations that used to rehearse themselves all day. Your body stops bracing for pushback before you've even spoken. Your spirit no longer scans every room for who must be managed before you can relax. You are not the custodian of everyone's comfort. You are not the bouncer at the door of outcomes. You are my child. You are aligned. I am teaching you to move from that alignment without apology. This exhale is not laziness, it is liberation. This settledness is not avoidance, it is accuracy. Peace is your proof that the compulsion has snapped. Now let me name where release will look practical so you can respond instead of relapse. You will stop drafting long explanations to people committed to misunderstanding you and choose one clear sentence or silence. You will archive threads that keep you in circular caretaking and call it obedience, not cruelty. You will stop nursing timelines that punish you and take back your calendar from imaginary deadlines. You will return keys to doors that require you to perform injury to your integrity in order to be let in. You will halt the ritual of checking metrics that do not measure what I asked you to build. You will bless and release the person you pursued to win, and you will let honor be the last word you speak over them, not resentment. Small releases done in my peace are mighty in effect. One no that restores dignity. One yes that feels like exhale. One click you do not make. One call you do not return. One boundary you honor when the tone shifts and tries to shame you back into running. Obedience will be that simple. Do not fear the sensation of emptiness that sometimes follows release. That space is not lack, it is room. Room for me to fill, room for new instruction, room for rest that repairs discernment, room for assignments that match your true measure instead of assignments that flatter your insecurity. Do not rush to fill the room with the same noise you just survived. Sit inside the new stillness and let it teach you who you are without the chase. Identity stabilizes when the running stops. You will recognize yourself not by hustle but by holiness, set apart in how you choose, in what you decline, in the pace you keep because you kept my peace. Hear me settle this in you. You are not late, you are positioned. Selection is not about speed, it is about substance. I chose you not because you could chase the loudest, but because you could hold steady when nothing clapped. Your steadiness in the quiet is why I can trust you with the next season, and the next season cannot be carried by a chaser. It must be carried by a keeper, someone who can guard what is sacred without selling it to every appetite that knocks. This is why I am removing the need to chase. I am promoting you from proving to stewarding, from pleading to partnering, from hustling for scraps to hosting my presence. You are learning to move like someone who is already sent, not someone waiting to be selected by people I did not assign to you. Let me address the voices that will try to shame you back into running. They will call your release quitting. They will call your peace passivity. They will call your boundaries betrayal. Do not hand the map back to those who benefited from your confusion. I am your map. My peace is your compass. When criticism barks, check for alignment, not for applause. When invitations glitter, listen for the friction in your spirit. If it rubs against the peace I have established, it is not for you, even if it looks gilded. You are not responsible for how others interpret your obedience. You are responsible to obey in peace. Tonight, I am also healing the part of you that believed chasing was proof of care. Care is not control. Love is not compulsion. Faithfulness is not force. I am teaching you a love that stands without swallowing you, a faithfulness that shows up without erasing you, a care that covers without capturing. The window that opens will require this maturity. Doors that are yours will swing on the hinges of honor, not urgency. Assignments that are yours will arrive with a weight that matches your peace. not a drag that drains it. Connections that are yours will recognize you without audition. Provision that is yours will respect your boundaries. You will not have to chase what can hear my name on you. So say with me in your heart now, not as a performance but as agreement, I release the grip. I release the need to manage reactions. I release the timeline that shamed me. I release the stage that starved me. I release the habit of explaining who I am to those who are not my assignment. I keep my peace. I receive my portion. I recognize my window when it opens, because I am no longer sprinting past it. When peace returns, the compulsion to chase breaks. That is me freeing you. Let the freedom stay. Keep your hands open and your pace honest. Watch how quickly clarity finds you when you are no longer clouded by panic. Watch how assignments appear when you are no longer auditioning for them. Watch how influence finds rest in you because you are not using it to medicate a wound. This is the platform for what is next. Not early, not late. Aligned. And as you stand here without the old chase pulling your strings, you are ready to carry what I trust you with next. My child, attention. Listen carefully now. Do not skip this sentence. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. You are not overlooked in the crowd. If you are seeing this now, it is finally your time. This is divine timing meeting your life in real time. I am not flattering you. I am positioning you. I am not trying to soothe your ego. I am correcting your identity so you can carry what is next without spilling it. Hear me as I say it again until it settles. You are not late. You were paused because you were being positioned. Delay was not denial. Delay was preparation. Silence was not absence. Silence was alignment forming. You measured yourself by moments you could photograph. I measured you by nights when no one saw you choose faith in quiet. I am not grading you on speed. Selection is not about speed. It is about substance. Many start strong. Few stay steady. You stayed. Do you want to know why I chose you specifically? It was never random. Not because you were perfect, but because you were willing. Not because you never doubted, but because you let me teach you through your doubt. Not because you impressed a room, but because you honored me when the room was empty. I saw your endurance when answers dragged their feet. I saw your humility when you could have hustled for attention. I saw your yes when it looked like it would cost you momentum. I saw you choose integrity when shortcuts clapped for you. I saw you keep your heart soft when disappointment could have hardened it. I saw you show up again and again without the applause you felt you needed to survive. Many start strong, few stay steady. You stayed. You thought staying meant you were stuck. Hear me reframe it. Staying taught you stillness. Stillness taught you to hear. Hearing trained you to obey in small things. And obedience in small things is what opens windows without you having to pry. You did not waste this season. You were being formed into someone I can trust with the next. Trust does not rest on your polish. It rests on your posture. It rests on a heart that does not trade peace for platform, a will that bends to me without bargaining, a mind that can be quiet long enough to receive direction that does not flatter your impatience. Look at the calm that has come tonight. Do not treat it as a mood. Treat it as a seal. Peace is my seal on your interior, evidence that what I am about to release will not crush you. I prepare carriers before I reveal cargo. I establish order in the house before I place weight on the shelves. You asked me for proof that I was moving. I am giving you the first and strongest proof. You can hold peace again. Your nervous system is not the leader here. My spirit is. Your body is remembering safety in my presence. Your mind is finding its seat. Your will is coming under my hand without a fight. This is the preparation that allows blessing to be a blessing and not a burden that breaks your back. You believed the myth that being chosen meant being the loudest, the quickest, the most visible. No, being chosen means being the most aligned. It means you can be trusted not to sell what is sacred for a flash of approval. It means you have learned to carry silence without panicking, and to carry honor without becoming inflated. It means you can spot the difference between urgency and calling in your own chest. It means you are strong enough to be gentle and gentle enough to be strong, because your strength no longer comes from strain, it comes from staying. I chose you because your substance outweighs your shine. You have weight in you, not the weight of worry, the weight of witness, the weight of the nights you did not run, the weight of the days you did not pretend, the weight of a heart that bends toward me even when it aches. You are not a spare part. You are a sent one. You are not a contingency plan. You are a deliberate placement. Out of many, I set my eyes on you, not because you checked every box, but because you allowed me to shape you when no box could hold what I was making. You are not behind. You have been brought to a threshold. Windows open for those who are ready to step through, and readiness looks like internal order. Readiness looks like recognizing peace as authorization. Readiness looks like obeying one clear instruction rather than collecting 1,000 opinions. The window is opening not to prove your worth, but to reveal your alignment. I am canceling the labels that tried to write your story. You are not the one who always arrives after the good is gone. You are not the almost there that never becomes there. You are not the background character in other people's breakthroughs. Hear me name you accurately. You are appointed, you are prepared, you are positioned, not early, not late, aligned. The calm in you tonight is not accidental. It is evidence that your seasons have not been wasted. It is the stamp that says, this one can carry more without confusing the gift with their identity. It is the mark that says, this one can enter rooms without losing their center. It is the signal to heaven and to you. Move this one to the front, not for spotlight, but for stewardship. I am rehearsing your testimony with you, so you do not downplay it when new doors open. You kept your heart soft when betrayal could have made you sharp. You confessed when pride wanted you to pose. You asked for help when independence was killing you. You kept showing up when outcomes wandered. You blessed others when you were empty. You learned to say no without punishing yourself for weeks. You learned to say yes without demanding immediate payoff. You learned to stay when quitting would have earned you sympathy. You grew quietly. That quiet growth built capacity. Capacity is why I choose you now. I am not asking you to become someone else to fit a moment. I am announcing that the moment has arrived to fit who you already are in me. Do not argue with this. Do not diminish yourself to make others comfortable with your appointment. Do not exaggerate yourself to convince yourself you belong. Receive who you are. Let the sentence ring clear. I chose you for your substance. Say it back to me if you must. Whisper it until the old labels lose their volume. I chose you for your endurance, your willingness, your teachable heart, your fidelity in the quiet. I chose you because you did not sell out when it was cheap to do so. I chose you because you let me prune you without turning bitter. I chose you because I delight to place weight on what is rooted, not what is merely decorated. Now hear the bridge I am building under your feet. Identity leads to obedience. Peace is the platform from which you will take the next small step. Windows do not open to be admired. They open to be walked through. Do not rush, but do not freeze. When I whisper the first instruction, it will sound like what we practiced. Simple, specific, in agreement with the calm you carry. One call, one release, one beginning, one boundary. Small obedience will trigger visible change. You are steady enough now to move without panic and to wait without fear. That steadiness in the quiet is why I can trust you with the next season. Stay with me in this truth. Guard the seal I have placed on you tonight. When accusations shout, answer with alignment. When old labels knock, answer with my name over you. You are not late. You are positioned. You are chosen for substance. And because you are, when the window opens, and it is opening, you will not scramble. You will simply step. My child, attention. Stay with me now. Do not skip this moment. Moments like this are not repeated casually. When I interrupt you like this, it is because movement is required. I am not pressuring you. I am positioning you. I am not rushing you. I am opening a window. Windows open for those who are ready to step through, and tonight's peace is the readiness I placed in you. Not early, not late, aligned. Feel how the calm has settled your breathing. This is your platform. From here, we move. Understand what I mean by window. Do not expect fireworks. Expect clarity. The shift will not always announce itself with thunder. It will appear as one conversation that changes a pattern, one email sent that you have delayed, one opportunity answered with a simple yes, one separation honored without bitterness, one idea written down and begun, one strength renewed where you thought you were permanently spent. Practical, progressive, simple but decisive. You asked for a sign. The sign has been placed inside you. Peace first, then instruction. Instruction followed in peace, then visible change. You will not act from desperation. You will act from alignment. That is how I am protecting you from sabotaging what you prayed for. Desperation spends inheritance to buy immediacy. Peace invests obedience to build outcomes that endure. Desperation bargains with fear. Peace agrees with me. Hear the difference and choose it each time. When your heart wants to sprint, ask, is this sprint an echo of panic or the energy of purpose? If it is panic, pause. If it is purpose, you will feel the same stillness you feel now, even as you move. Let me make the action plain so you cannot confuse it with striving. Small obediences. Resting instead of spiraling when a thought tries to drag you into worst-case rehearsal. Apologizing where you were wrong without hating yourself for being human. Clean, concise, no self-punishment. Setting one boundary where your no has been stolen. No defense, just clarity. Applying anyway for what fits your measure even if rejection stung last time, because alignment, not odds, is your measure. Starting again where shame told you the door was locked. Open the document, make the first call, take the first step. Leaving what drains you, even if it does not look dramatic to anyone else. Step out of the chat, close the tab. Cancel the recurring yes that cost you your peace. Returning what you borrowed, because stewardship is part of the new order. Answering the message you have avoided with a steady tone, not a performance. Booking the appointment you have delayed for your health because your body is a temple I care about, not a tool you must burn to prove devotion. Tidying the room that keeps whispering failure to you. Create order around you that agrees with the order I placed in you, one at a time, done in peace, done without fanfare. Do not mistake small for insignificant. Seeds do not look like forests. Keys do not look like cities. A first step does not look like a journey finished, but it opens the only door that matters, the next one. You have asked me for the whole staircase. I am giving you the next stair. Step on it, and the one after it will reveal itself. Obedience reveals direction. Direction builds momentum. Momentum carried in peace will take you farther than frenzy ever has. I am guarding your pace because pace matters as much as direction. Action without peace becomes striving. Striving eats clarity and spits back confusion. You have lived that cycle. We are not repeating it. Peace is what makes obedience clean and sustainable. Move at the speed of alignment, not adrenaline. If your chest tightens and your thoughts scatter, pause and breathe. My name. Wait until the calm returns, then continue. If your shoulders drop and your mind focuses, proceed with authority. This is how you will learn my cadence. I do not drive you, I lead you. You will feel my guidance tonight and in the morning in ways that are simple enough to dismiss. If you demand spectacle, do not dismiss them. A name will come to mind, call or bless. A task will surface, complete it before noon. A commitment will tug at you, end it cleanly. A room will feel wrong, leave without commentary. A thought will land, write it instead of letting it evaporate. A position will appear, apply without rehearsing rejection. Provision will nudge, receive without apologizing for ease. This is not random, this is alignment in motion. Because I love you, I am also naming the traps that sit beside the window. Do not announce every step to collect approval. Windows do not ask for an audience. Do not take 10 polls to avoid the fear of moving. Agreement with me is enough. Do not conflate busyness with obedience. Motion that avoids instruction is just decorated avoidance. If you are unsure, do not scramble. Ask me. I answer in peace. And when people question your pace or your choice, check for alignment, not applause. If peace dims at their suggestion, keep your course. If peace deepens, consider what they said. This is how you will protect the shift from being diluted by other people's anxieties. I am also removing the superstition that says, if it is this calm, it must be too small to matter. No, the calm is evidence that I have already cleared the path inside you. The step will feel right-sized because I tailored it to your measure. Obedience will fit like a garment that was made for you. You will not need to hold your breath to wear it. And when you act from that fit, you will see visible change that seems disproportionate to the size of the step. That is how my kingdom works. Mustard seeds, mountains moved. Some of you will see the first sign quickly, a reply that surprises you with favor, a weight you carried for years dropping off like it was never yours, a conversation that closes cleanly without warfare, a creative flow returning where numbness sat, a morning where energy greets you without caffeine or dread, a boundary you enforced being respected without negotiation. Do not credit coincidence, honor alignment. Say, thank you, and continue. Gratitude seals gains. If fear climbs back into the room with its well-worn lines, hurry before the window shuts, or you missed it again. Answer it with what I taught you, not early, not late, aligned. Windows are not meant to panic you, they are appointed to position you. Yes, moments like this are not repeated casually, but I am not a trickster, I am a father. I am not playing keep away with your future. I am teaching you to meet timing with trust, so that what opens does not collapse under the weight of your rush. So here is what I want from you between now and the next sunrise. Stay in the peace I placed in you and choose one small obedience that rises in that peace, not 100 tasks. One, do it quietly, do it cleanly, do it without punishing yourself. Do it without demanding immediate fireworks as payment. Then breathe, bless, and return to rest. You are building a new muscle. Movement without mania, clarity without cruelty, zeal without zero-sum thinking. Tonight's peace is the platform for tomorrow's obedience, and obedience is how the shift becomes visible. When you move from this calm, you will not scramble. You will simply step. And when you step, you will see that I have already gone ahead of you. Doors will answer to the name I placed on you. Paths will straighten under your feet. What is not yours will fall away without drama. What is yours will hold. Guard this peace as you act, because it is both the evidence and the environment of your breakthrough. We are crossing this threshold together. Slow breath, steady heart, clear next step. Aligned. My child, attention. Stay with me now. Do not return to the old panic. I am settling something inside you tonight, and because it is precious, it must be guarded. The very moment peace lands, the old voice will try to provoke you, questioning, agitating, baiting you into the same loops that drained you before. Do not partner with it. Do not let an old narrator rent space in a house I am putting in order. When you feel that familiar tug, hurry. Prove it. Check again. What if you missed it? Answer it with what I have taught you. Not early, not late. Aligned. I am not entertaining you. I am appointing you. I am not hyping you. I am establishing you. Guarding peace is not passive. It is active stewardship. Hear me teach you how. Stay present. Slow down. Drop your shoulders. Breathe again. Deliberate, unforced. Put your hand on your heart, not as ritual, but as reminder. You are here with me. Stop doom scrolling. Your soul is not a landfill for other people's fear. Close the tab that keeps whispering comparison. Silence notifications that ping your nervous system into vigilance. Refuse the compulsion to reread the thread that already closed. Stop rehearsing worst-case outcomes as if worry could purchase protection. Stop reopening healed wounds to see if they still bleed. I did not stitch them so you could unpick them for sport. This is how you guard what I am settling. You choose what enters the gate. Let me reframe this temptation to worry once and for all. Worry is not responsibility. Worry is agreement with fear. Peace is agreement with me. You are not being negligent when you rest your mind. You are being aligned. The enemy dresses panic in the costume of diligence to make you feel noble while you drain. I am unmasking it. Responsibility is hearing me and obeying in calm. Panic is bowing to a false alarm and calling it wisdom. When alarm rings without alignment, treat it as a knock, not a law. Let peace answer the door. You asked me for a sign. Hear me clearly. You do not need to chase signs tonight. The inner settling is itself a sign. Awareness changes direction before outcomes ever do. Transition begins inside before manifestation gives you photos to show others. This calm in your chest, this quiet in your thoughts, this ability to sit without scanning for what might go wrong. This is me. This is not denial. It is design. Do not trade it for the old habit of checking everything 12 times to keep fear quiet. Fear is never satisfied by checks. It feeds on them. Peace is fed by trust. Here is how you will guard this peace in the next hours. Before you lay down, set your phone aside and bless your rest aloud. Do not let your bed become a boardroom where your mind negotiates with dread. If a thought tries to drag you into management mode, tell it, you do not lead me. Peace leads me. Then breathe and return to the stillness you have already felt. In the morning, do not sprint to metrics, emails, messages, numbers that pretend to be your worth. Look up, breathe, and greet me first. Gratitude before data, presence before performance. Let your first words agree with the season you are entering, not the season you outgrew. Guard your conversations. Not everyone is a safe place to process what is holy. Speak less to collect opinions. Listen more to keep alignment. If someone leads with fear, do not adopt their pace. If a room starts buzzing with crisis, check your center before you join in. You are not obligated to match their noise to prove you care. Compassion can be quiet. Wisdom can be brief. Authority often whispers. If a suggestion dims the peace I placed, thank them and keep your course. If a counsel deepens that peace, receive it. This is how you test input. By the witness of the calm I planted, not by volume or charisma. Guard your mind's theater. Imaginary arguments are not rehearsal. They are rehearsal of torment. Cancel the show. If you catch yourself narrating doom, it always falls apart. They will never change. I'll mess this up. Interrupt it with alignment. I move in peace. I act from clarity. I do not chase. I am led. Words shape weather. Do not prophesy storms when I am setting high pressure over your heart. Let your mouth match the season. Say what agrees with me even if your emotions lag. Emotions will follow the new cadence when your lips stop feeding the old one. Guard your body. Your nervous system remembers panic. Teach it the new normal. Unclench your jaw. Relax your hands. Breathe slower than your fear wants. Drink water. Step outside. Create a small order in the room you are in. A surface cleared, a light dimmed, so your environment testifies to the order I have placed within. Steward your sleep as sacred. Chaos thrives on fatigue. Steward your food and movement as honor. Peace lodges more easily in an unburdened frame. This is not vanity, it is wisdom. You are a whole person, and I care about every gate that protects your interior. When accusation comes, you are doing nothing. You are missing your moment. Only urgency wins. Do not argue with it for hours. Decline the debate. Answer with alignment. Not early, not late. Aligned. Then return to your small obedience. The enemy wants conversation. I am teaching you to keep company. Conversation with fear multiplies its presence. Company with me multiplies your peace. Hear this protection in love. Do not test your peace by visiting your oldest flames to prove you are over them. You do not need to expose yourself to what burned you to demonstrate healing. Boundaries are not bitterness. They are stewardship. Curiosity is not calling. If something cost you clarity last time, you do not owe it another tour. Bless, release, and keep your pace. You will recognize maturity by how quickly you return to calm after a bump. I am shortening the recovery time in you. Now, because you are guarding peace, begin to speak with it. Let your words carry the weight of what I am settling. No more self-cursing disguised as humor. No more prophesying delay over your own steps. Say what is true in me. I am kept. I am guided. I am steady. My steps are ordered. I carry peace, and peace carries me. Speak blessing over your room, over your calendar, over the names that come to mind. Bless the doors that are yours to walk through, and bless the ones you are not assigned to. Blessing closes a door without bitterness. Your tongue is the steward of the climate you live in. Align it with the atmosphere I am building. Protect the peace, because it is the evidence and the environment of your breakthrough. Evidence because it proves I am here and working where you cannot yet calculate. Environment because what is growing next cannot root in panic. Keep this seal intact. If it slips, do not scold yourself. Return to me quickly. Sit, breathe, agree again. We will keep it together. And as you hold this calm like a lamp inside your chest, your next words will not scatter it, they will strengthen it. Speak as one who belongs to alignment. Speak as one who is already inside the window I opened. Then rest. I am keeping watch as you guard what I have settled. My child, attention, stay with me now. We will seal what I have placed inside you, not with frenzy, but with a quiet prayer. Do not rush these words. Let them move with your breath. Let them clothe your room and calm your body. I am here. When you pray from peace instead of panic, you align with what I am already doing. This is how you agree with me. First, slow everything. Drop your shoulders, unclench your jaw, open your hands. Breathe in, steady, unforced. Breathe out, let go. Say this to me, simply and sincerely. Father, I bring you the weight of this day. I place my heart back in your hands. I receive calm I did not earn because you delight to give it. I agree that your peace is my first miracle tonight. Now confess what has strained you, not to punish yourself, but to release what cannot follow you through this window. Say, I release striving. I release the need to orchestrate outcomes. I release urgency that is not aligned with you. I release the obsession with instant proof. I release the habit of checking to appease fear. I release comparison. I release timeline worship. I release the story that says I am behind. I release the identity that says I must hurry to belong. I lay down the throne I built for control. I resign as the manager of what only you can govern. Let your body feel that resignation. Breathe again. Let me carry what is not yours. Now renounce the agreements you made with old narrators. Say, I break agreement with panic. I break agreement with scarcity. I break agreement with self-sabotage dressed as prudence. I break agreement with cycles that kept me tired. I break agreement with the voice that says, I must prove I am healed by testing old fires. I choose stewardship over spectacle. I choose alignment over anxiety. I choose presence over performance. Now speak as one who is aligned. Declaration orders your interior. Say it in clean, parallel lines until your mind follows your mouth. Say, I am not late, I am aligned. I am not forgotten, I am being positioned. I am not overlooked, I am appointed. I am not behind, I am held in perfect timing. I do not need to force, I will respond. I do not need to chase, I am led. I do not need to explain, I will obey. I do not need to please crowds, I will honor your voice. Not early, not late, aligned. Let those sentences settle like anchors. Feel how your breathing matches their cadence. Peace is not passivity. Peace is alignment. From that alignment, ask me for what you actually need tonight. Not 1,000 answers, just the next light. Say, Father, give me clarity for the next small step. Not 10 steps, just one. Let me recognize it without panic. Let my heart lean toward it without bargaining. Let my eyes spot the door that opens, and let my feet move without noise. I ask for discernment, holy common sense shaped by your spirit. I ask for courage that is quiet and consistent. I ask for timing that I do not have to force. Now ask me to tune your senses to peace as your guide. Say, teach me to test by the witness of calm. If peace dims, I pause. If peace deepens, I proceed. Train my reflex to return to stillness. Make me responsive, not reactive. Let my first movement in the morning be agreement, not analysis. Offer me the rooms you will enter. Say, I bless my room with order and rest. I bless my sleep with undisturbed alignment. I bless my morning with direction. I bless my words to carry peace. I bless my calendar to reflect obedience, not overload. I bless my relationships with boundaries that protect what is holy. I bless the doors that are mine to walk through. I bless the doors that are not, and I release them. I bless my body to remember safety in your presence. I bless my mind to dwell on what is true. I bless my heart to stay soft and steady. Now let gratitude seal what you have asked. Say, thank you for coming close without demand. Thank you for calling me by my true name. Thank you that peace returns before proof, and that proof will come as I obey. Thank you that I am not late, not overlooked, not abandoned. Thank you that windows do not panic me. They position me. Thank you that you are not a trickster. You are my Father. Thank you that what you open I will not need to pry. Thank you that what is not mine will fall away without drama. I am here as you pray. Feel my nearness not as noise but as weight that settles the room. Now speak to your own soul as David did, not with verse numbers but with truth I gave you. Say, be still my soul, receive what is here. We are safe, we are guided, we are aligned. The shepherd is near, we lack no good thing for the step before us. Bring me your fears one by one and name them without story. Say, I am afraid of missing it. I place that in your hands. I am afraid of being disappointed again. I place that in your hands. I am afraid of success changing me. I place that in your hands. I am afraid of judgment when I enforce boundaries. I place that in your hands. I am afraid of slowing down. I place that in your hands. Now breathe and hear my answer to each. Not early, not late, aligned. I keep what you entrust to me. Ask me to guard what we have settled. Say, post your peace like sentries at my gates, mind, mouth, body, schedule. If panic knocks, let peace answer. If accusation rises, let alignment speak. Retrain my habits to honor stillness. Shorten my recovery time when I am bumped. Restore my attention to your presence quickly. Return once more to identity because identity holds obedience in place. Say, I am chosen for substance, not for shine. I carry weight that comes from witness, not worry. I am steady enough to move without panic and to wait without fear. My yes will be simple. My no will be clean. My steps are ordered. My timing is kept. My heart is guarded. My peace is evidence and environment. Now we close this prayer the way we began. Slow breath, open hands, no rush. Say, seal this night in your presence. Let peace be the first miracle I hold. Let direction follow as I wake. I will not force change. I will recognize timing. I will not chase signs. I will carry stillness. I will listen for one instruction and obey it in quiet. I agree with your cadence over my life. Not early, not late, aligned. Let it settle. Do not try to feel more to prove something happened. Peace does not perform, it abides. I am settling you, and I am sealing this. Rest now in what we have agreed. When you wake, you will know what to do next. Not everything, just enough. You have prayed from peace, not panic. That is alignment. That is obedience beginning. That is how the window becomes a way. My child, attention, one more moment. Stay with me in this quiet. Do not try to tack on more feeling to prove something happened. Tonight is not hype. Tonight is not adrenaline. Tonight is truth settling into place. My timing does not rush and it does not lag. It aligns. What I have placed in you does not need a soundtrack to be real. It needs your agreement to remain. Let what we have just prayed rest upon you like a warm blanket, not heavy, not performative, just present. Hear me say this with final clarity. You do not need to force tomorrow. You do not need to buy momentum with worry. You do not need to engineer outcomes to prove you are ready. Your only assignment as the night closes is to stay aware, stay soft, stay responsive. Soft does not mean weak. Soft means formable. Responsive does not mean frantic. Responsive means you will recognize me in the small direction and move without bargaining. Awareness is not suspicion. Awareness is presence. This is how you will walk into what is opening, not early, not late, aligned. I am commissioning you now, not with heavy tasks, but with a light yoke. Watch for calm, then follow the quiet instruction attached to it. Watch for clarity, then take the clean step it reveals. If it is me, it will carry the same stillness you feel now. Steady, unforced, consistent. If a thought shouts and shoves, let it pass. If an instruction arrives like a key that fits your hand, simple, specific, clean, receive it. Do the next right thing at the pace of peace. That is obedience in this window. That is how the internal alignment becomes external change. Return to the core of what I told you at the beginning. Something is shifting tonight, and the first evidence is peace. Do not minimize that because it did not arrive with thunder. Peace is not the absence of problems. Peace is the presence of alignment. Alignment precedes movement, so you can move without panic and respond without spilling what you are carrying. This is the beginning, not the end. The weight you felt lift is not a full conclusion. It is the confirmation that construction is complete inside you and the door is ready to be used. You asked me for a sign. I placed it within your breath. You asked me for direction. I am pairing it with dawn. Do not dismiss what you felt. Do not explain it away as fatigue. Do not call it coincidence because it was quiet. Windows are rarely loud. They are timely. If you are seeing this and sensing this, then yes, this is divine timing meeting your life in real time. Receive it without apology. Receive it without the old reflex. to test it to death. You do not need to interrogate a gift to make it safer. You need to say thank you and carry it well. Say in your heart right now, I receive the peace you gave. I honor the window you opened. I am ready to respond. I have watched you long enough to speak this plainly. You are not late, you are positioned. I chose you for your substance. Many start strong, few stay steady. You stayed, not because you never fell, but because you refused to harden when you did. Your steadiness in the quiet is why I can trust you with the morning's instruction. Your pace was never punishment, it was protection. I was building capacity in you so that what I place in your hands will not slip through your fingers when the pace increases. I am not entertaining you, I am appointing you, and appointments carry authority without noise. So lie down now with intention. Let your pillow become a place of agreement. Before your eyes close, whisper alignment over your body. Shoulders drop, mind rest, heart be still. Breathe my name once more. Tell your room what you have decided. This is a house of peace. Post your peace at the gates. Mind, mouth, body, schedule, and let it keep watch through the night. If a stray thought comes knocking, you do not have to come to the door every time. Let peace answer. If a memory tries to pull you into old rehearsals, bless it and release it. You are not auditioning for tomorrow, you are being readied for it. When morning comes, do not sprint to urgency. Look up and greet me. You will notice that direction meets you in simple forms. A person on your mind to bless, a task you finally complete without dread, a small step that once seemed too insignificant to matter, a boundary you maintain with grace, a word you do not say because wisdom keeps it, a space you tidy because order outside aligns with order inside. You will feel the same inward calm accompany that choice. Follow that calm, and where clarity appears, clean, specific, without the grit of compulsion, take the step. This is how we build the bridge from tonight's peace to tomorrow's progress, one aligned yes at a time. If doubt wakes up beside you and whispers, "Nothing changed," answer it gently. Everything necessary changed in me, not early, not late, aligned. Then move with the new cadence. Speak as one who is settled. Act as one who is led. Refuse to rehearse old panic to keep yourself company. It is no longer your companion. Peace is. Let peace be the evidence you present to your own mind when fear asks for proof. Let peace be the environment you choose as you move through your day. Now I bless your sleep to be deep and undisturbed. I bless your dreams to agree with my timing. I bless your morning to arrive with direction that fits your measure. I bless your steps to find the next door open and the wrong door closed without a fight. I bless your heart to stay soft, your attention to stay present, your reflex to be responsiveness rather than reactivity. This is your commission. Rest in what I have settled, rise in what I reveal, and refuse to force what I am already opening. Peace tonight is your confirmation. Direction will follow and change will not be forced. Let it settle. Let it stay. Sleep now, my child. When you wake, you will know what to do next. Not everything, just enough. That is how windows become ways. That is how alignment becomes movement. Not early, not late, aligned.